Hey Disney family, welcome to another episode of For the Love of the Mouse. I'm glad you could stop by today. Really exciting news out of Disney today, or actually yesterday or the last couple of days, is that tickets are now on sale for 2018's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So if you haven't attended one of these two parties in the past, I'm going to give you a little bit of background about that, and then we'll kind of jump into what the dates are, how many dates there are, and then how you can get tickets already and why you would get tickets already. So if you've never been to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, I have my favorite ears on from that today. These are from Precious Art Creations, and I will leave a link to her Etsy shop in the bottom of the video. And Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is awesome. If you've never been to Disney in the fall, during fall and Halloween time, you are really missing out. I know that, and I love Christmas. I'm actually a Christmas person and not a Halloween person, but I love fall. And the fall decorations at Disney are absolutely incredible. They're some of my favorite decorations. No, they're not some of my favorite decorations. They are my absolute favorite decorations for any time of year at any park. I love them. And these are, they put these on like the lamp posts, and at night the Mickey pumpkins light up. And it's so cool. I just love that time of year at Disney. So, and that's not to say I don't love like the topiaries and Epcot and things like that, but I absolutely love the fall decorations. So even if you're not planning on going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, be sure that you book a trip at some point to go in the fall to see how especially Magic Kingdom decorates for that time of year, because it's absolutely amazing. So Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is an extra ticketed event at Magic Kingdom. Now what that means is that you have to purchase an additional ticket to get into that party. So your typical park ticket, or your park hopper, or your annual pass, or your resident pass, anything like that is not going to get you into this party. You have to purchase the extra ticketed event ticket for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And the prices are, it kind of varies, and I'm not going to say the exact prices for everything because there's also annual pass holder discounts. Sometimes dates are cheaper than others. So I know that they've released the prices, and it's saying that it's going to be about, I think it was like $85 to $95 a person, from what I saw. But just be aware that there sometimes are discounts, and that they sometimes charge additional or less depending on the party and the day and stuff like that. So be aware of that. But you can find all of that information at disneyparks.com, and you can actually find the number to purchase the tickets right now. So right now you can't purchase the tickets online. You can only purchase through the phone number by talking to a cast member. That will most likely change because you eventually, probably in a few months, maybe even sooner than that, you'll just be able to go online and buy them. But it's really good to know that the dates are here and what those dates are for a couple of reasons. So the first date for the 2018 Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is August 17th. That is a full 12 days earlier than the party started last year. And last year it seemed really early because it's still the middle of summer. But it's a really popular event, and I think that this is a really good way for them to kind of spread it out. And the parties aren't every night. But if you are going to the party, just know that you can get in with your ticket at 4 p.m. So you don't have to wait until the party starts at 7 p.m. You can get in at 4. And Fast Passes run until the party starts, so until 7 p.m. Now, if after 7 p.m. you won't be able to get a Fast Pass for any of the rides, but there are a lot less people. So because this is an extra ticketed event and you don't have to pay extra to be there, they do cap the amount of tickets that they sell. So you'll have a lot less people in the parks, so a lot of the lines will be less. Now also be aware though that doesn't mean there's not going to be a line. The line for Haunted Mansion is going to be one of the longest lines in the park because it's a Halloween party and it's Haunted Mansion. And then the line for Peter Pan is still going to be long. The line for Space Mountain is probably still going to be a little bit long. and the line for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is going to be long, but it's not going to be 120 minutes most likely. Most people don't go to these parties to ride the rides, they go to the parties to experience the party, and that's what we're going to talk about now. So there are 4 dates in August, and then there's dates in September, and then the last party is on October 31st, actual Halloween. So keep in mind that if you already have a park ticket, you don't have to leave the park and come back if you also have the extra ticketed event. So for us as an example, we are annual pass holders. So we usually go to, if we're in Magic Kingdom that day, we will already be in the park, and we won't have to leave the park and come back in. We will just find at 4 o'clock, there's various locations throughout Magic Kingdom that you can go and get your wristband. Your wristband is really important. If you don't have a wristband, they are going to very politely ask you to leave after a certain time. After about, I think they start to usher people out around 6, I think. But you have to be out of the park at 7 when the party starts. And they just know that if once you have your wristband on, you will have cast members constantly being like, can I see your wristband? And you just have to show them your wristband, and then you can be on your merry way. And that's just to make sure that people who didn't pay aren't lingering in the park. So it's actually a good deal. It's not like invasive or anything. They're really nice about it. But Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is for everybody. There's something for everybody. There's trick-or-treating, which a lot of people really love to do, and they give you handfuls of candy. So a big tip from me is if you're going to be trick-or-treating, don't take the dinky little bag they give you, but either go to the Emporium and buy something and ask for a really large bag, or bring like a pillowcase or something, because you are going to get a ton of candy if that's what you want. So there's trick-or-treating all throughout the parks. There is an amazing fireworks show called Happy Hallowishes, and that's a special fireworks show that runs only during party times. And then there's the Hocus Pocus Villain Spelltacular, which is in front of the castle, and that's at a couple times throughout the night. I think 2 times throughout the night, maybe 1, but I think it's 2, and that's really popular. So if you want to do that, make sure that you kind of plan your time around getting to that. And then there's also one of the best parades, it's so good. I mean, all the Walt Disney World parades are really good, but the Boo-To-You Halloween Parade is really great. And it's the only parade that really features the villains, and it's really fun. And it's not like super scary or anything, but it is really, really fun and really cool. So be sure to check that out. And when you get in, you can also get a special party map. I don't have my Halloween party map, but you get a special party map that tells you where the character meet and greets are, because the character meet and greets are pretty unique. There's only 2 times of the year that you can get a picture with Jack and Sally and the 7 Dwarfs, and it'll tell you where those character meet and greets are. And be sure that if you want to get in line for one of those really popular character meet and greets, that you get in line really early. And check out our blog closer to Halloween so that you can kind of start to plan out what you're doing, because we have a couple of blogs up about last year's Halloween party, and we'll do a bunch more this year, and then we'll also do some for the 2018 party. But be sure that you get in line early, because the lines will get long for those 2 character meet and greets, because they're super rare. And then some of the other really fun ones are the Pooh characters, and you get to meet Piglet, Pooh, Eeyore, and Tigger, and they're all dressed in Halloween costumes, and it's super cute. And then there's Daisy and Donald, and they're in their Halloween costumes. Minnie is in her Halloween costume. Mickey's in his magician costume, I think. No, Mickey's in a Halloween costume. And then all of the characters pretty much are dressed up. So there's some really popular character meet and greets, so be sure to do some research on that. And then also kind of plan your night. So also know, like, what is your priority? What do you really want to do? Where do you want to start? What character meet and greets do you want to really do? Do you need to get in line early for those? What shows do you want to see? Where do you want to be for the parade? All of that kind of stuff, because it's going to be really important that you are kind of on top of it, or you're not going to be able to see everything you want to see. So you should definitely head over to our blog for theloveofthemouse.com and check out some of what we did last year and our tips and tricks for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And then why would you want to book your party this far in advance. A couple of the parties will sell out. Halloween will sell out. Usually the first party sells out. A lot of the other ones don't sell out and you don't have to, but you keep in mind though that the best Disney trips are those planned well in advance. So if you're going to go and you want to be there for one of these parties, pick your party day, get that out of the way, get it booked, and then you can kind of build your reservations, build your fast passes, make sure that if you're there for another party night that you get out of the park and you have somewhere else to go that night, because you are going to have to be out of the park by 7. So it's really kind of a really good idea to just plan that well in advance. So be sure that you are on top of that if that's something that you really want to do. Now, I'm going to switch hats here. And we're going to talk about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Ooh, my glasses got all weird. So these ears I made, and they're too heavy to wear in the parks. So I just wear them for vlogs. Now, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party starts November 8th this year. Last year it started on November 9th. This is an incredibly popular party, just like the Halloween party. Just like the Halloween party, it's an extra ticketed event, so if you don't have a ticket for the event, you're going to be politely escorted off of Magic Kingdom property by 7 p.m. You have to have the wristband. If you can get into the park at 4, the party starts at 7. If you are already in the park, you don't have to leave, but you can go to one of those places throughout the Magic Kingdom and they'll ask any cast member and they'll tell you where to go. And you can get that wristband and your party map. Now I'm going to show you the party map from last year's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So it's just it's a park map and it has the party on it, and then when you open it, it tells you where you can find the special treats that are also available. There's also going to be treats available for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but it's going to tell you where the treats are located, and it's also, this is the sign, so there's, you can go and get complimentary treats that are usually cookies, and then they have like an eggnog and a cider and that kind of stuff, hot chocolate. And you can, those are free with your with your extra ticketed event. And then there's also like specialty desserts that they have for both of these parties that are available for purchase at several locations. And then it'll tell you where that is as well. And then it'll have your map of Magic Kingdom, and it'll show you where the treat locations are, where the character appearances are, where the special photo passes are, and then it will also tell you, most important part of this map is this section right here that tells you what the schedule is. So what times the Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration are, what time a Frozen Holiday Wish is, what time's the parade, and then what the other special events that are going on are. So that's a really important thing to get, so make sure you get a map. Now, like I said, the first party for this year is November 8th. Last year it was November 9th. Technically the last party for this year is going to be December 21st. Now, keep in mind, if you're going to be in the parks and you are going to be there for Christmas, so the week of Christmas, the 22nd through the 25th, they might even do it on the 26th, but I'm not 100% sure, you are pretty much going to be there for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So it's not available as an extra ticketed event, but the fireworks show is the holiday fireworks show, and then the parade is the holiday parade. So you're pretty much involved in that, and you can get all of the photo pass opportunities, and you can get the treats, the special treats that are for purchase, and I think I don't think they have the treat locations up because the parks are just too crammed. I don't think that they do that, but you can definitely, you're going to get to experience a lot of the party. So, another thing is, if you are going to be there, this is a really important time of year to really plan your trip. This is going to be a busier time of the year. It's one of the most popular times of the year for people to visit, especially when school gets out for December. So be sure that you are on top of making those dining reservations. Be sure that you're on top of getting those fast passes. If you're staying on property, 180 days out. If you're staying off property, it'll be 60 days out. So be sure that you're doing all of that, because it's really going to be important. So pick the day or days that you want to go to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. We love this party so much that sometimes we go twice. That's how much we love it. And we still don't get to see everything or like meet all the characters and do all that. So there's so much to do. So pick the days that you want to go, and then you make sure that you plan your trip kind of around those days, and make sure that you remember that if you're going to be at Magic Kingdom on a day that there's, say, December 2nd when there's a party, that you are that you have somewhere else to go that night. Maybe a dining reservation, maybe Epcot, maybe Animal Kingdom, whatever you want to do. There's a great holiday show over at Hollywood Studios. So at least there was last year, not sure about this year with Toy Story Land opening, but I assume they're going to do something. So just make sure that you know that you need to get off property by 7 p.m. and have somewhere else to go. So that'd be a really great time if you have a dining reservation you want to try to do that. So that is it for this post. We really just wanted to get out there and give you guys a couple little hints about why you would want to do these parties, what the parties are, and that the tickets are on sale at the Disney Parks website. You can go there and find the phone number and call that and make your reservations. So at least check out the dates. So if you already have a trip planned in August through December, go check out those dates and make sure that you are aware that there are also going to be other dates that some of the parks will close early. There's a cast member appreciation party that usually happens in early December, and the park will close early. There's several other events that go on, and the parks will close early for those. So be sure that you know when the parks are closing. Be sure that you have an itinerary prepped. Be sure that you know what days you want to go to these parties, and be sure that you subscribe to our videos so that you are alerted every time one of our videos comes up. Also be sure to check out our blog for theloveofthemouse.com for more on these parties and everything else Disney. Thank you for stopping by, and for the love of the mouse, never forget that it all started with a mouse.